Well, hello everybody and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G. John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Wednesday night, only here on Oldies and More Radio, also broadcasting simultaneously on YouTube. Welcome to the July 12th, 2023 All Vinyl Treasure show, a soul show here for a Wednesday evening. We're here from 9 p.m. Eastern Time till midnight, spinning these 45s out of my collection, original vinyl 45s. That's how we do it here on the program. We opened up, someone, John Ferry recognized this group here. Opened up with this group from Chicago, Illinois. They were the house band for Brunswick Records for a little time. Boy, Johnny G sounding like Elmer Fudd today. But this group included L.D. Young on bass, Isaac Red Holt on drums, and Ken Chaney on piano, that tinkling piano. Collectively, they were known as the Young-Holt Trio originally. Now, after their second single on Brunswick Records, they became the Young-Holt Limited. That was their 8th of 10 on the Brunswick label. The song called Just a Melody came out in May of 1969, charted number 20, number 20 on WCIN in Cincinnati, Ohio. Of course, they had later releases on Cotillion and also on the Paula record label. But our opener tonight, the Young-Holt Unlimited on Brunswick from May 69, with their tune called Just a Melody. Well, enough of my babbling here. Let's start it off here with the vocal portion. And we open up with a couple of cousins. They are James Lee Purify and Robert Lee Dickey, better known as James and Bobby Purify. They had 10 releases on the Bell label. Last week, we opened up with their second release on the Bell label. It was called Wish You Didn't Have to Go, which is a pretty cool record. But here is the follow-up to that. This is their third on Bell, and it's a cover tune. This was first recorded in 1963 by the Five Dutones on the Wonderful record label, but this version charted number 27 on Cashbox, 25 on Billboard, 15 on the R&B chart, a big number 2 record on KYLF in Butte, Montana. Oh, there you go. March 67, we open up with James and Bobby Purify on the Bell label, and their tune called Shake a Tail Feather.
Bend over, let me see.
There you go. We open up the vocal portion with James and Bobby Purify. March 1967. That's their third release on the Bell record label. Shake a Tail Feather, originally done by the Five Dutones on the wonderful record label in 1963. Let's go to this girl group out of New Jersey. They recorded two for Irving Beagle's Maltese record label, which was based out of Detroit, Michigan. The tune written by George Kerr and Alice Osman. This is their first of two, came out on the Maltese record label. It features Norma Jenkins on lead. We go to November of 1965. Here are the Dolls on Maltese. It's called This Is Our Day. Those are the Dolls out of New Jersey. Their November 1965 release. Norma Jenkins on lead. That's their first of two. On the Maltese record label, This Is Our Day is the name of the two. Now, Norma would go solo in 1967 with the recording for the Carnival record label. She also has a duet with Troy Keys and has releases in the early 1970s on the Kerr record label. Johnny G here on a Wednesday evening. I have to ask you, I noticed that, I'm supposed to get a an implant, and again, they had to do something to the gum and whatever. I had to wait 6 months for something to heal or whatever in the gum. So I have to go on the 24th, which is a Wednesday. But here's my question, because I've never had an implant before. If any listeners out there know, will I be able to talk after the post is inserted in the gum? That's my question, only because on July 24th, I have this show. So if it's going to be problematic and I'm going to be like not in great shape, so I don't know if anybody out there has had implants before where they had to pull the tooth, so they're going to replace it. It's one of my molars. So I'm going to get the post put in. It's got to stay there for like 6 more months. But the question is, I couldn't talk when the tooth was pulled. That was a fact. But what about when they put the post in? So if anybody knows that, send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com or tell me in the chat room if I'll be able to do the show that evening, because I'm going to have to let the Oldies and More Network know if I can't do that show on the 24th. That's not next week, but the week after. Anyway, it takes care of that. But let's continue here. And the first time I heard this song, this next tune, was when my Aunt Mary bought the 45 in the spring of 1968. The group is from Allentown, Pennsylvania. Now, the lead singer was previously a member of a group called The Sinceres. They recorded for the Jordan label back in 1960. But he became the lead singer of this next group. They signed with Smash Records in 1967 and went on to have 8 releases on the Smash label. Let's give a listen to their fourth, a tune written by Sandy Linzer and Denny Randell. This one arranged by Jimmy the Whiz Wisner. It features Jay Proctor on lead. This charted number 64 on Billboard, number 53 on Cashbox, a number 4 record on WMLO in Beverly, Massachusetts. Go to March of 1968 for Jay and the Techniques on the Smash label. It's called Baby, Make Your Own Sweet Music.
Take the love and feeling, add some kissing to it, mix it in your heart and you'll be dancing on the ceiling to it, baby, baby. You got to make your own music. You got to let it groove inside you. You only need your soul to guide you and make me wanna play it with you, baby, baby. The melody of love is in you. Open up your heart and listen. Don't wait to hear the beat you're missing. Baby, make your own sweet music. Take the strings of your heart and let me show you how to use it. I could teach you the part of your night and we could use it. Playing out the music. Oh, baby, baby, I'm
Boy, does that song bring back memories there. That's Jay and the Techniques, March 1968, Smash Records, Baby Make Your Own Sweet Music. And remember when she brought that record, this Styrene Records now, that's actually a promo copy, which is also Styrene, but it's the same song on both sides. I think the flip side says stereo. Have to check it if it is, but I don't want to play stereo on these turntables there. I meant a post, not the implants. Tom Shaughnessy, I was talking to the doctor, and he said to have all implants put in your mouth, it costs $40,000 for that. But you got to remember, teeth are very important. You can ask my father, he has no teeth, and he is a disaster at every time he eats, a disaster. So you do not want to lose your teeth, no matter how you hate the dentist. And I hate the dentist. Enough of the dentist talk. But I got to call up and find out if I'll be able to do the show. It's the 26th, not the 24th. Johnny G losing his mind here. Let's continue here for this group from Burlington, North Carolina. They formed back in 1961 and decided to name themselves after a car called the Corvair Monza Spider. Is there such a car? That's what Charlene has here. But they had 5 releases on the local Pacific label. This is their 4th. This is a cover tune. This was first recorded by Mary Wells in October of 1964 on the 20th Century Fox label. This one came out in 1967, features Linda Quinlan on lead. Let's give a listen to the Monzas. The Monzas, M-O-N-Z-A-S, on the Pacific label, and their rendition of the tune, Ain't It the Truth?
Your conscience has got a hold on you. You're thinking of things you used to do. Things that cause me pain. Things you can't explain. Now ain't it the truth now, baby? Now ain't it the truth now, baby? You hurt indeed down inside. You got a painful love that's in your eye. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 'Cause you did me wrong before. I don't want you no more. Now ain't it the truth now, baby? Now ain't it the truth now, baby? Oh, you know you need my love. Now that everyone has put you down, but that's the story of love. You always need it when it ain't around. Now you think that you can get me back, but don't you bet your life on that. No, 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 'cause you did me wrong before. I don't want you no more. Now ain't it the truth now, baby? Now ain't it the truth now, baby? I don't want you no more. I don't need your love. Now ain't it the truth now, baby? Now ain't it the truth now, baby? Oh, ain't it the truth? Oh, ain't it?
1967 release there for the Monzas. It's on the Pacific label. They're doing the Mary Wells tune, Ain't It the Truth is the name of the tune. Ain't It the Truth? The Johnny G plays original vinyl 45s. It is the truth as we continue here. And I finally found this 45 for UK listener Tony Crosby. Finally found it, Tony. I said eventually I will find the 45s. Now, this great group out of Cincinnati, Ohio, first recording back in 1957 for the Teenage label, and continuing to record in the 1960s, in the 1970s, in the 1980s, and even in the 1990s. Lots and lots and lots of releases on many different labels. They signed with Berry Gordy Jr.'s Tamla label in 1966. They have 8 releases on the label. Now, Tony requested the group's 7th, a tune written by Ivy Jo Hunter and Beatrice Verdi. It's from October 1968. It features Ronald Isley on lead. Let's give a listen to the Isley Brothers by request for UK listener Tony Crosby in our YouTube chat room. The Isley Brothers on the Tamla label. It's called Behind a Painted Smile. There you go. That's going out to Tony Crosby in the UK. There, October 1968, the Isley Brothers. That is their 7th of 8 on the Tamla record label. Behind a Painted Smile is the name of the tune. We got to give a smile to Daryl Letts in our YouTube chat room. He is celebrating a birthday today, so got to say happy birthday to Daryl Letts, and he is a diehard Vinyl Treasure show fan, and definitely on the all 3 shows Daryl tries to show up. I know he's working too, Daryl. I'm retired. I just got accepted to Medicare, so they are mailing my they're mailing that little notification there. The card is coming in the mail. They said it takes 2 weeks, and I got to call some other things. Yes. Okay. Grace, we'll see you on Friday. That is good. That's what I said. And Tony Crosby is my live Northern Soul go-to person in the chat room there. So he sends me requests of songs that were on the Northern Soul. I don't know, Tony, what, because I know it kind of changed a little bit through the years, and some records get a lot of play now and others are new coming into the stream. I don't know. So there's different things there. But anyway, let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. This next singer, born in Philadelphia, PA, on April 29th of 1945, she would eventually record for Berry Gordy Jr.'s Motown empire in 1965, and she would later team up with Tamala singing star Marvin Gaye, have a number of hits on the Tamla label as Tammi Terrell, but her real name was Tammy Montgomery, and this was her debut single. Came out on Florence Greenberg's Scepter label. She was only 16 years old when she recorded this tune, a tune written by Luther Dixon, and the Shirelles are backing her up on this. And we're going to send this one out to listener Bill Olb. This is from November of 1961, the debut single for Tammy Montgomery, a.k.a. Tammi Terrell, on the Scepter label. It's called If You See Bill.
Just tell him I still love him. Just tell him, please come back to me. Just tell him I'm sorry and I'm in misery. If you see Bill, just tell him I need him. Just tell him I'll wait for him. If you see Bill, at night I sit alone and wonder who is kissing him right now. She doesn't know it, but she knows at the rate I'm the girl that's taught him how. If you see Bill, give a loving heart a helping hand. Help me to find my man. If you see
That's a debut single for Tammy Montgomery, a.k.a. Tammi Terrell, November 1961. That's on the Scepter record label. Song entitled If You See Bill, and that's going out to Bill Obe. And I did see bill. Yes, I did. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show for this next group out of New Haven, Connecticut. Now, the lead singer of this group is the cousin, or I should say was the cousin, of Leroy Griffin. He was the lead singer of the 1950s group The Nutmegs. His name is Harry Janes, and he wrote this tune. It's arranged by Tika Wilshire, and the group is called the Campells with a K. Kampells. Let's go to September of 1964 for the Campells on Select Records. It's called You've Got It Bad.
To get to my mind, but I was a playboy in Cooper's temptation, for she was such a beautiful creation. When I was up, yes, I know I didn't think things could ever get this bad. We knew this happened, we told you from the start. Oh yes, I fooled around, and that pretty girl stole my heart. Oh yes, I know I've got it bad.
That's the sound of the Campells here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, September 1964. It's on the Select label. You've Got It Bad is the name of the tune. Of course, Harry Janes. Harry Janes is the lead singer. He would have one more release in March of 1966. Came out on the Josie label as Harry Janes and the Jane Men from March 65, called On This Busy Sidewalk. That's an excellent song, I have to say, too. Let's continue here. And here's a gal out of New York City recording under a number of different aliases, as you may have some of her releases: Lenore King, Lenore Kinsey, Lola King, Nora Lee King, and here she is under her real name, though. It was Susan King. She had previous releases in 1963 on the Toy label as Susan King. Now, this is her very next single. It came out on the Turntable record label, co-written and arranged and produced by Larry Lucy. And this is the kind of record I would find out in the wild for 10 cents. I saw this thing, I said, let me buy it. Maybe it sounds good, but you be the judge. August 1965, Susan King on the Turntable Lady. It's Turntable record label. It's called You Got Me in a Fix.
Each and every day, you got me in a fix. You got me in a fix, John. You got me in the fix that I'm in. Darling, I told you that I really love
just laughed, kept right on laughing, saying you wouldn't be true.
You got me in the fix that I'm in.
Got me in a fix, child.
You got me in the fix that I'm in.
Maybe I could laugh if I only prayed. If I could only laugh just one single day. You know I pray both night and day. I try to pray my troubles away, crying over you. But if I knew then, darling, what I know now, I wouldn't feel so thrown away each and every day.
You got me in the fix that
You
I'm in.
got me in a fix, child.
You got me in the fix that I'm in.
Never know how much I love you.
That I'm in. You got me in the fix that I'm in.
I can't stop loving you. Well, you got me in a fix, child. All I do is think of you night and day. You got me in a fix.
August 1965 release there for Susan King. Susan King on the turntable record label. You got me in a fix. Yes, you did. Johnny G never in a fix. I always fix the fixes. But there you go, finding that in the wild there. She has other releases, Midtown Records, which I think is a subsidiary of this turntable label. I have that Midtown release. Also, she's got a release on the Owl label and the Sounds of Memphis label. I think that was like a subsidiary of MGM. Anyway, we continue here on the Wednesday evening show on Oldies and More Radio, also live on YouTube. If you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and tell your friends about it. Click the bell and get all notifications to receive an email when Johnny G goes live. Let's go to this next singer. He was born in Harlem, New York, and he was the lead singer of the 1950s vocal group The Pastels, best known for their song Been So Long, but I love all their records on the Argo or on the Mascot record label. That was 1958. In 1959, he went solo. And I think he had his hit. His first hit was a song called Swingin' on a Star. And I think he did that with Little Eva. It was in 1963, came out on the Dimension label. But he has a number of releases on many different labels. And this one that I'm playing first came out in January of 68 on the Red Coach label. It would then get picked up by Imperial Records and became his first of three on the Imperial label. This charted number 20 on KGFJ in Los Angeles, California. His real name, DeFosco T. Irvin Jr., but he recorded as D. Erwin. This is from May of 1968. D. Erwin on Imperial. It's called I Only Get This Feeling.
Baby, I only get this feeling when you walk in the room. I only get this feeling when I smell your sweet perfume. I only get this feeling when I know you'll be
That's the first of three for D. Erwin. D. Erwin on Imperial Records. May 1968. I Only Get This Feeling is the name of the tune. I was picking those records up, for dimes and quarters there. I was running the labels Imperial Records, so I have a lot of records on the Imperial label. I didn't know what I was buying because I was just getting every number. That's what I started out doing. I was finding that cool records. That's why I still have boxes here in the house I have not yet gone through. But let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And up next, a request for UK listener Tony Crosby. Tony, this record was a record played in the clubs there over in the UK. Very interesting because this 45 was not mine originally. This record was my sister Tony's. Now, she bought this in the summer of 1972. She was 11-year-olds back then. 11-year-old back then, buying 45s in masters like I was, because she was listening to the radio. And but she got married. She left her records behind. She didn't have many, but guess where they went? They went into the Johnny G collection. So now this is part of my collection. I hope she doesn't hear this. She might remember it, and then she's going to say she wants it back, but she's not getting it back. That's it. I gave her albums back, but she's not getting her 45s back. Now, this gal is from Thompson, Georgia. First recording for the MGM label in 1969. She would then sign with Julie and Roy Rufkin's Spring label out of New York City. That was in 1971. She had 32 releases on the Spring label through 1984. Now, Tony requested her third, and one that my sister bought that now I own. This charted number 42 on Billboard, 34 on Cashbox. It was number 7 on the Billboard R&B chart, and a big number 4 record on WWRL here in New York City. Touch of the 70s here. Santi, you must know this record from July 72. Millie Jackson. This is for Tony Crosby in the UK. Millie Jackson on Spring. It's called My Man, a Sweet Man for Tony.
My man is a kind man.
you go there, going out to Tony Crosby in the UK, July 1972. Touch of the 70s here on the All 60s edition. Millie Jackson there. That is her, her third release. Third release on the Spring record label, My Man, a Sweet Man. Actually, she even bought her second release. I think it was called Ask Me What You Want, which is another great record that she does that I remember from junior high school. Yes, I do. Johnny G here on a Wednesday evening. We're here from 9 p.m. Eastern Time till midnight. We usually go about a half hour overtime here as we continue here. This duo formed in Newark, New Jersey, first recording for the Joda label back in 1965. They were Sam Gary and Bill Johnson, and those two releases on the Joda label in 65, one was the Ed Townsend song For Your Love, and then the other one was a cover of Fly Me to the Moon. But after those two releases, the duo, they broke up, but Bill would recruit another Sam, and he went by the name of Sam Davis, and they continued to record this duo. They signed with Decca Records. This is their second of two on the Decca label from September 67. This is Sam and Bill. Sam and Bill on the Decca label. It's called Trying to Get Back to My Baby.
Baby's door. Well, I got to see my baby just once more. Tell him, son. It's been so long since I see your pretty face. Yeah, I just want her to hold me in a warm embrace. Love. Foolish to ever part, bringing all this misery down on my heart. I got to get back so I can make you start, baby. Trying to get back to my baby's side.
That's the second of two for Sam and Dave on the Decca label. September 1967 release, Trying to Get Back to My Baby is the name of the tune, and that is a Sam Davis on that one, and Bill Johnson is the Bill there, and that is what I have. Others, they had other releases in the early 1970s, the Capricorn label, I think, and also House of the Fox label. Let's continue here for I have no info on this group. I'm guessing they're out of Philadelphia only because this came out on the Parkway label. So that doesn't mean they are from Philadelphia, but I am making a calculated guess. This is from May of 1964. Now, this isn't the A-side. The A-side was called Summer's Here at Last, which I think got airplay on WIBG in Philadelphia. That didn't really do well, but it did get played on the station. But this is the B-side here, and both sides written by C.O. Smith, unless that's supposed to be O.C. Smith and they messed up, but it says C.O. Smith, so whoever that is. It's a female lead with male backing. It's from May 64. Let's give a listen to The Prizes. The Prizes on Parkway. It's called I Found Someone New.
I was walking through the park the other night, feeling sad and blue. Then along came a boy, filled my heart with joy, and he said, "Hey, I go for you." I found someone new. I found someone new. Oh, I found someone new. She had dark curly hair, eyes black as night, that enchanted me. And how he could kiss, that set me in a fit. And I'm glad he digs me too. I found someone new. I found someone new. Oh, I found someone new. Don't you know it? Yeah, I love him. I guess he knows I'll never hurt him. No, no, no. Oh, my love is coming down on me. Heat wave. Oh, heat wave. They're coming down. I want to love him. I want to monkey with my baby. I want to monkey with my baby. Yeah, yeah, come on. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Don't you know what I mean? Oh, yeah.
That's like a cross between the Orlons and Von Mills and the Sensations there. Kind of like in the middle there, but there you go. Those are the prizes. May 1964 on the Parkway record label. I Found Someone New. And Reed King, he agrees that that is probably out of Philadelphia. That is definitely a Philly sound. Johnny G here on a Wednesday as we continue here. Now, on the June 7th show, I featured a solo effort by Jimmy Beaumont. Jimmy Beaumont, previously he was the lead singer of that great group out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the Skyliners, but he went solo in 1961. Now, his last two singles came out on Burt Burns' Bang label. I played the A-side of his very last single on Bang. It was called You Got Too Much Going For You. And UK listener David Greet asked if I could play the flip side. So we're going to do it for David, a big supporter of the show. I can't thank David Greet enough for all he's done for the Vinyl Treasure show, the Soul show here on Wednesday, as he brought so many people over to the show that listen to it on the archive. It's much too late. I have some diehards that tune in, like Tony Crosby in the UK, and there were some others too that may be closet listeners live on the program. But I know that David, he communicates with me quite a bit on Facebook Instant Messenger, and he's a little bit behind, but he said, Johnny G, can you please play the flip side of the Jimmy Beaumont for me? So this is by special request for UK listener David Greet from June of 1966. Going out to David Greet. This is Jimmy Beaumont on the Bang label. It's called I Never Loved Her Anyway, for David.
Pass me by, oh my, how hard I try to never let you see what our parting's done to me. In the darkness of my room, I'll cry. What a man has got to have pride. So as you walk away, I sort of laugh and say, I never loved her anyway. I never loved her anyway. I never loved her I'll never know just why you had to go, and deep down in my heart, bad hurt tears me apart. But you'll never ever see me cry. A man has got to hold his head up high.
There you go. That's going out to UK listener David Greet. That is the sound of Jimmy Beaumont. Jimmy Beaumont, the second release on the Bang label from June of 1966. Song entitled I Never Loved Her Anyway. There you go. Well, how about I ran downstairs. I ran 2 flights. 2 flights to go downstairs to make sure that my mother was on the tablet, and she had some trouble getting on in the beginning there a little bit, but she's on there. So there you go, Mom. Glad that you're on the tablet okay. She knows how to get on it by herself. I forgot to set her up by the time I came up here. But anyway, how about a twin spin with the Jimmy Beaumont? We just heard his very last single. This was his second to last single, his first of 2 on the Bang label. Now, the A-side was called Tell Me, which is a pretty nice ballad, which I understand was Jimmy's mother's favorite song. But let's give a listen to the B-side here from October 1965, the first of 2 on Burt Burns' Bang label, Jimmy Beaumont. It's called I Feel Like I'm Falling in Love. There you go. That's a twin spin with Jimmy Beaumont. He was the previously the lead singer of the Skyliners. His last two releases came out on the Bang record label. That one there from October 1965. A B-side there. I Feel Like I'm Falling in Love is the name of the tune. Let's continue here now. And up next, a request for listener Adrian Viterbo, listening down in Mexico, and he has now become a big fan of the Vinyl Treasure show. He sent me a bunch of requests for today or tonight, and he wants to hear the debut single for this gal, songwriter, singer, songwriter, and left-handed guitarist from Beaumont, Texas. Her biggest hit was in April of 1962. For the folks at Jamie Records, called You'll Lose a Good Thing. But this was her very first single. Came out on Huey Moe's Eric label. Eric Records out of Conroe, Texas. That's not too far from Charlene. But anyway, it's a song she wrote. Her real name, Barbara Lynn Ozen, but she shortened it to Barbara Lynn. And she wrote this tune. This is going out to Adrian Viterbo in our YouTube chat room from 1962. Barbara Lynn on Eric. It's called Give Me a Break.
All I need is just a break. And I'm sure that's no mistake. Won't somebody please give me a break? Oh yeah, all I want in this wide world is to be somebody and not a lonely girl. Won't somebody please give me a break? Everybody told me that I had talent, and just wait, for your chance will come. But all I ever did was wait. But those were the words from everyone, and now I know. Yes, I know my break is here, and I'll just wait and have no fear. Won't somebody please give me a break? Won't somebody please give me a break? I'm calling on you. Won't somebody please give me a break? I'm down on bended knee. Won't somebody please give me a break? Won't somebody please give me a break? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Won't somebody...
That's the debut single for Barbara Lynn. Came out on the Eric label, that label owned by Huey Moe, 1962. Give Me a Break. I love that record, I'm telling you. I got my first one from Doug Hanners. Actually, I have two copies of this 45, and that's my play copy there. So I got a nice mid copy too. That I just love this record. I do. Thanks for requesting that one, Adrian. Johnny G here, spinning the 45s. We continue here for these two brothers from the state of Florida. Recorded three on Don Roby's Sure Shot record label out of Houston, Texas. They are Alex and Leroy Bell, recording as the Bell Brothers. This was their first of three on the Sure Shot record label. We go to September of 1965. The Bell Brothers on Sure Shot. It's called Don't You Know She's All Right.
all of the time. People talk about love, say that it won't last. I wanna tell you, love can't be that bad. If she's alright, everything is alright. If she's alright, everything is alright. If you got a true love, everything is alright.
That's the first of three for the Bell Brothers on Don Roby's Sure Shot record label, subsidiary of Peacock and Duke Records there. September 1965, the Bell Brothers with Don't You Know She's All Right is the name of the tune. If Johnny G is all right, please give me a thumbs up. The YouTube brass, they like to see that here. And that would be great if you can do that. Let's continue here for this gal, born Esther Mae Jones, on December 23rd, 1935 in Galveston, Texas. She won a talent contest back in 1949, a club owned by Johnny Otis. So as a result, he added her to his review, his band. He would have these singers that would sing, the band would play, and he ended up recording her too, and she became Little Esther Phillips. Now her last name was taken from a gas station sign, believe it or not. Now, first recording in 1950 for Savoy Records in Newark, New Jersey, but she recorded for so many different labels during her career: Federal, Decca, Warwick, Lennox, Atlantic, Roulette, Kudu, and Mercury Records. Now, in 1969, she would have three in that same year for Morris Levy's Roulette record label. This is her third from September 69, Miss Esther Phillips. Esther Phillips on the Roulette record label. It's called Nobody But You.
Nobody but you, babe.
Yeah, September 1969. That's her third release On Morris Levy's Roulette record label, Esther Phillips there, Nobody But You is the name of the tune, and Jimmy Amato likes that tune. Yes, I do too. As we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Up next, a request for UK listener Tony Crosby. Now, it was funny, when I used to buy records from Joel Scherzer, he used to sell me what he would be putting up on eBay as Northern Soul records. He said, you know, Johnny, if you check the Northern Soul book, every artist had a Northern Soul record. So maybe that's what those guys in the UK were looking for, a special beat to do that dance to. And there were some unusual groups that had these beats that normally you would hear in a lot of the rhythm and blues groups. But it goes to this song here, and Tony says that this was played in the clubs. The lead singer of this group was the son of comedian Jerry Lewis, and the group recorded for Liberty Records. They had their biggest hit with their debut single, came out in December of 1964. It was called This Diamond Ring, but in all they had about 22 releases on the Liberty label. Now, Tony requested the group's eighth, a tune written by Glenn D. Hardin, produced by Snuff Garrett and Leon Russell, who also arranged this with Glenn D. Hardin, the writer. This charted number 15 on Cashbox, 13 on Billboard. This was a big number one record on WQX. Was that an I, Charlene? WQXI, unless I typed it wrong, in Atlanta, Georgia. So by request, for UK listener Tony Crosby, July 1966 on the Liberty label. This is Gary Lewis and the Playboys, and it's called My Heart's My Heart's Symphony. I was going to say A for Tony.
That you loved me, and I thought I could tell that you did. My heart told me all was well. From the deepest part of me, there came a melody, complete with harmony, as my heart played for me a symphony.
That's going out to UK listener Tony Crosby there. That's the sound of Gary Lewis and the Playboys, July 1966. Their Northern Soul contribution to the Wigan Casino there that was played in that dance hall there. My Heart's a Symphony on Liberty Records. I had a crappy styrene copy of that 45. Then I found this nice, I wouldn't call it mint, but it's pretty nice vinyl press of it. There was a one pressing plant that Liberty had those vinyl presses, and I look for those vinyl presses on the Liberty label because they're the best ones to have, not the crappy styrene. No, Johnny G hates styrene 45s. But let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. Now, the lead singer of this group and her sister moved to New York from Augusta, Georgia, and with one more gal, they added this trio in the fall of 1961. They recorded as Barbara J. and the Silver Slippers with their release on the Les K record label, but in 1963 they signed with Brunswick Records and changed their name to the Sweethearts, and they included the lead singer Barbara Sullivan and her sister Shirley and Kim Lewis. Here is the B-side to their third of four on the Brunswick label from November 63. The Sweethearts on Brunswick. It's called Everybody I Know. There you go. Those are the Sweethearts. The Sweethearts there. Lost my place. Where's my place? November 1963 released the Sweethearts on the Brunswick label. Everybody I Know. Barbara Sullivan on lead. She was also lead of Barbara J. and the Silver Slippers. Johnny G here. Well, actually, we got to say also this group would change their name one more time in 1967 to the Lovables, recording for the Toot record label. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures, and up next, another duo. This duo had two releases on the Cap label as St. George and Tana. They are John Campolongo. He was St. George. And Tana Sachs, a.k.a. Tana, although her real name was Tana Christina Law. But this is a song they both wrote, and it's the B-side to their first single on the Cap label. They both were from Manhattan, New York. This is another Huey Moe production from June of 1967, St. George and Tana on the Cap label. It's called Without Your Heart. Almost got caught there. That did almost get caught. There you go. That is when I lost my place again. You losing my place. That's from June of 1967. That's the first of two on the Cap label, St. George and Tana, T-A-N-A. Without Your Heart is the name of the tune. Now, the A-side did well in some markets. It was called So Tenderly was the A-side. Did well on KEYS in Corpus Christi, Texas. But anyway, Johnny G here on a Wednesday. We continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And up next, a request for Adrian Viterbo, listening in Mexico here in this group. They're from Dallas, Texas, first recorded as the Masqueraders. Their debut was in 1964 on the local MK label. They did a cover of the Gene Chandler's tune, Man's Temptation, featured Lee Jones on lead. Now, other singles followed on the LaBeat label. Some of those LaBeat 45's are pretty hard to get, I gotta tell you that much. They also recorded for the Juan label, and then they moved to Larry Utah's Amy label with this release. But since they already had a single out at the time on the Juan record label, they wanted to put another one out, release another one out on the charts, so they became Lee Jones and the Sounds of Soul. And this tune produced by Tommy Cogbill, and this is a request for listener Adrian Viterbo from February 68. Lee Jones and the Sounds of Soul on the Bell label. It's called This Heart is Haunted.
Like that house upon the hill, this old heart of mine is lonely and still. Now within, sound can be heard when no one has said a mumbling word, and the sound that carries through and through is just the ghost of my love I had for ghost of loneliness is upon it, yeah. Inside it, so empty and still, but no one cares, 'cause no one dare. Like that house, there was a day when this old heart of man was a happy place. Then one day I found myself alone, and my love was a superstition. This heart, yeah, uncared for and unwanted. This old heart is haunted, yeah. The ghost of loneliness is upon it, yeah. Ooh. This heart is haunted.
That's going out to Adrian Viterbo, listening in Mexico there. Lee Jones and the Sounds of Soul, a.k.a. the Masqueraders. That one there from February 68 on the Bell record label. This Heart is Haunted is the name of the tune. I think with their next Bell single, they went back to the Masqueraders. That's how that happened there for that one. Let's continue here now, and we go to California here with this trio of girls, and it's a request for UK listener Tony Crosby. Was always fun to buy. I would buy records from someone in, I think he was out of Baltimore, Maryland, and he would send me a list, and they were all, I think they were either 50 cents or $1. So I said, well, look, if I buy a certain amount, will you cut down the price? And he did, and this one turned out to, I think this averaged 39 cents. I don't know what this record goes for now, but, I'll pay 39 cents all day for any 45, so that's how I think about it. So that's how I got this record, and Tony Crosby requested it. It's let me see. This group consisted of Donna Slater, Imogene Brown, and the lead singer Janet Terrell. Collectively, they were known as the Velvets. They first recorded for Lou Bedell's Dore label back in 1966, and they were using 2 T's with that 66 release. When this one came out on 20th Century, they dropped one of the T's. Now, the song written by Dimples Harris. I featured her on the Crest label not too long ago on that all ballad show that I did on a Monday afternoon. But this came out on the 20th Century Fox label. This charted number 37 on XERB in what is that, Rosarito, Baja California. This is going out to Tony Crosby in the UK chat room. March 67, the Velvets on 20th Century Fox. It's called I Got to Find Me Somebody.
You got
March 1967 release there, going out to Tony Crosby in the UK, the Velvets on the 20th Century Fox label. I've Got to Find Me Somebody is the name of that tune, and we continue here on the Wednesday evening show on Oldies and More Radio, also live on YouTube. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Hope you're digging on the cool tunes here. Let's go to this next group from New York. Now, this singer was married to another singer by the name of Pearl Woods. Now, this gal, Pearl Woods, she has a number of releases and owned this label Pearl Tone. And this label that I'm featuring on, actually Pearl Tone Records, this is actually the second for this 45. It originally came out on her Pearl label. Now, Pearl Woods and her husband, Freddy Johnson, were also writers, and they wrote Stop the Wedding for Etta James, and this song for Freddie and the Sounds of Soul. This charted number 11 on WWIN in Baltimore, Maryland from April of 1967. Let's give a listen to Freddie and the Sounds of Soul on the Pearl Tone label. It's called You're the Beat of My Heart.
You go away and leave me, I just die. Because I love you oh so much, girl, I can't get along without your touch. You're the beat of my you're sweet from your head to your feet. As a girl you cannot be beat. Loving you is nothing but a treat. I'll never let nobody steal you away from me. 'Cause you're
That's Freddie and the Sounds of Soul. Now, that's Freddy Johnson on lead. That's how I meant to write it. Freddy Johnson on lead, and he was married to Pearl Woods, and that was their label, Pearl Tone Records. That one first released on the Pearl label. It just said Pearl. Pearl Tone is the second press of that. April 67, You're the Beat of My Heart is the name of the tune. That's what that is. Let's continue here. This girl group is out of Watts, California. They won first place in a radio station, a KGIF Soul Search talent contest. They won the contest, and first prize was a recording contract with Imperial Records. This group consisted of a trio of 15 and 16-year-olds. They were Barbara Bell, Linda Evans, and lead singer Linda Sims. This song written by Bobby Relf and Willie Hutchison. We go to December of 1968. Give a listen to the Quotations. The Quotations on the Imperial label. It's called Having a Good Time, parentheses, with my baby.
This. Oh, yeah. We're gonna keep on grooving long after summer's gone. Can you dig it? Ooh, bright and sunny day might take me to a park or to a lover's rendezvous. I have to die now at some pale moonlight to a starlit sky, and you can't help but see that twinkle in my eye. Takes my breath away, all that I could ever see. Oh yeah, I'm having a good time with my baby, having a good time. I don't mean maybe. There's nothing I'd rather do than be what I like to be. 'Cause every little thing he does is such a great big thing to me. He makes me feel like every day's a holiday. It's so good, good, good. I wanna hold some wood. It takes my breath away, all that I could ever oh, good time, good time, good time. Hey girls, what you got to say? Oh yeah, my man is out of sight, and every time he kisses me, oh yeah,
December 68 release there for a group called the Quotations. The Quotations on the Imperial label, having a good time, parentheses, with my baby. Got to say hello to Sabrina in our YouTube chat room, and she's celebrating a birthday tomorrow, so we have to wish Sabrina a happy birthday there. Sabrina, what record would I play for you? I have a record. Let me see if I can find it. I think I have it in the back here. I'm going to find it. It's out of Philadelphia. I think it's a happy birthday song, but let me see if I can find it. But let's continue here. Up next, a singer that previously sang lead with the 1950s vocal group The Wanderers, but he went solo in 1965, first recording for the Shrine label. And that's a 45 that I need. A very good record he does on the Shrine label. He would sign with United Artists for 3 releases, and in 1966 he would have his final 2 releases on the Decca label. This is his second. This was his very last single, a tune written by Buddy Scott and Jimmy Radcliffe. Let's go to September of 1967. Give a listen to Mr. Ray Pollard. Ray Pollard on the Decca label. It's called Wanderlust.
Sorry, baby, 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 but I just gotta go. Sorry, baby, 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 I guess you couldn't know. It happens every once in a while. One place seems to cramp my style. And when that wanderlust comes stealing, I get that feeling again, yeah. I tried to tell you I wouldn't be here long. How could I tell you, baby, that our love would go wrong? I guess it wasn't fair to let you dream when I knew I wouldn't fit your scheme. 'Cause when that wanderlust comes stealing, I get that feeling again, yeah. Well, I think you should be knowing of all my women, girl, you've been the best. Well, but something in my soul keeps growing, and it just won't let me rest. I hate to leave you, baby. I gotta go. Well, sorry, baby. Although I love you so, yeah. There's no chance for me to change my ways. The winds will call me for the rest of my days. And when that wanderlust comes stealing, I get that feeling again. Wanderlust feeling. So sorry, baby. I gotta go. Gonna spit this scene. Sorry, sorry, baby.
There you go. That is the very last single for Ray Pollard. Ray Pollard on the Decca label. His second of 2 from September 1967. It's called Wanderlust is the name of the tune. Now, I saw that Sabrina in our YouTube chat room was celebrating a birthday tomorrow. And actually, Daryl Letts is celebrating a birthday today. I think he said, Daryl, your 68th birthday today. And I did have this record here by Robert Murphy. Robert Murphy. This is on the Romer record label. Romer Records is out of Philadelphia. It actually has a date here. It's 1969 release here. Now, both sides say happy birthday. This is, let me see what it says on here. It says copyright 1969, written and composed and arranged by Robert Murphy, Roscoe Murphy Jr. and Morris Bailey Jr. So it says happy soul birthday. So let's play this side. We'll play the A side, and we're going to send it out to Sabrina. Let's see. I forget how this sounds, but I had it in here in case anybody was celebrating a birthday. So we're going to have to send this one out to Daryl Letts, and Sabrina will be celebrating a birthday tomorrow. It's called Happy Soul Birthday. Robert Murphy, I played his rare record called Hey You, was on Dick Clark Raider record in 1963. What was it, on Lawn Records? It's a good record too. But anyway, let's give it a spin here. This is Robert Murphy, Happy Soul Birthday. This is for Sabrina, and this is for Daryl.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, oh baby. Happy birthday to you. How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? Happy birthday to you. Oh yeah. Pardon me. Anyone sitting here? Oh, so it's your birthday. I was running in to give myself a cold one when I heard the salutation. Hey, barkeep, do it again. Anyhow, this one's on me. And just my luck, I have to go. Maybe, how much owe you, my man? Maybe if I don't see you anymore this year, we could rendezvous next year. This time, if you can remember. Keep the change, dude. See you later, and happy birthday, honey. Solid. Happy birthday to you, baby. Happy birthday, my son. Happy birthday, my darling. Happy birthday, my heart. Happy birthday, sweet birthday. Happy birthday, my happy birthday to you. Just wanna see you again now.
There you go. That's going out to Sabrina in our YouTube chat room, and also Daryl Letts. That is Robert Murphy. Robert Murphy, Happy Soul Birthday. What's on the other side? Is that an instrumental, or do they continue with it? Because let me just see. I don't know. Just test it. Just test it here a little bit. Let's see. Same thing.
Happy birthday
There you go.
to you.
Is that better there,
Happy
Tony?
birthday to you.
That's, well, we can't hear that again. But anyway, there you go. I should have played, well, that was the A side. I played the A side. 1969 release there out of Philadelphia. I think it's called Romer Records, R-O-M-U-R Records. Some big records on that label too, by the way. Anyway, let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's go to Cincinnati, Ohio for this group. This group included Linda Schroeder, Wanda Sharif, and Hazel Smitty, and Pat Strunk. Collectively, they were known as the Teardrops. They would have 3 releases on the local Saxony label. Now, this song was released originally on Saxony in September of 1965. It would be picked up by Musicor Records. It became their first of 2 on the Musicor label. Let's go to December of 65. I have it on Saxony, but I'm playing it on Musicor. The Teardrops on Musicor. It's called You Won't Be There.
Told me you love me and now you're going away. I started to cry. You said you would come back someday.
They're called the Teardrops. Teardrops out of Cincinnati, Ohio. That one there released in December of 65 on the Musicor label. You Won't Be There is the name of the tune. That's actually their first of two on the Musicor record label. First recording for the Saxony label, also out of Cincinnati. Let's continue now. And up next is singer from Franklin, Tennessee. First recorded for Dot Records back in 1961. Would have his biggest hit in 1967 on the Rising Sun record label, if you know the song Everlasting Love, but it was unfortunate he never had another big hit like that. But he would sign with Buzz Cason and Bobby Russell's Elf label out of New York City. He had two singles on the label. Wait a minute, how could that be two singles? This is his third. That doesn't make sense. But anyways, from March of 1970, Mr. Robert Knight on Elf Records. It's called I'm Sticking With You.
I'm sticking with you, standing by you. Going is through, I'll be there. I'm sticking with you. There'll be no one new. You know I'll be true. I'll be there, standing in the wings, waiting for you. 'Cause this golden band still owns you. Now he is pretending to love you, but one day his act is gonna be over. And you know, I'll be waiting just to hold you, longing just to call you my own. Need you, I'm sticking with you, standing by you. Girl, when it's through, I'll be there. I'm sticking with you, there'll be no one new. You know I'll be true, I'll be there. Knowing that our love could be growing, it's too much to bear, so now I'm crying. Trying hard, but still they are showing all the tears inside that I've been hiding. Now I'm crying. I'll be waiting just to love you, longing just to call you my own. Need you, I'm sticking with you, standing by you. Girl, when it's through, I'll be there. I'm sticking with you, there'll be no one new. You know I'll be true, I'll be there. I reserve all the rights to be with you through all our days and our nights when he frees you. And I'll be waiting just to love you, longing just to hold you, knowing that you'll be all my own. Love you, I'm sticking with you, standing by you. Girl, when it's through, I'll be there. I'm sticking with you, there'll be no one new. You know I'll be true, I'll be there. I'm sticking with you, standing by you. Girl, when it's through, I'll be there. I will stick with you. I will stand by you. There'll be no I'll be true. I'll be there. I will stick with you. I will stand by you. There'll be no one new.
Touch of the 70s here on the All 60s edition. That is Robert Knight. Robert Knight from March 1970. I'm Sticking With You, not the Jimmy Bowen song. No, not the Jimmy Bowen song. That one there on the Elf label. Here's a request for UK listener Tony Crosby in our YouTube chat room. This gal born in Shelby, Mississippi, but raised in Detroit, Michigan, with her younger sisters Aretha and Carolyn. And they sang at the New Bethel Baptist Church. And their father, the Reverend C.L. Franklin, was there, and he would and she would sign with Epic Records in 1961. She had 7 releases on the Epic label. In 1967, she recorded for Burt Burns' Shout label. Now, her signature song would be her second release on Shout. She had the original version of Piece of My Heart that Janis Joplin had a hit with. But she would then sign with Brunswick Records for 4 releases. Now, Tony requested her third release, a tune written by Eugene Record and Carl Davis. This charted regionally, number 19 on KATZ. If you were listening in St. Louis, Missouri, we go to February 1969 for Irma Franklin. Irma Franklin on the Brunswick label. This is for Tony C. It's called Gotta Find Me a Lover, parentheses, 24 hours a day for Tony. That's going out to Tony Crosby listening in the UK. That is the older sister of Aretha Franklin, Irma Franklin there, February 69 release. That is her third of 4 on the Brunswick label. Gotta Find Me a Lover, 24 hours a day. Johnny G not here 24 hours a day, but we are here for 3.5 hours on a Wednesday, so thank you all for tuning in to the program here as we continue here for this next singer. He's from Norfolk, Virginia. His real name is Roger Williams, but he was given the nickname Sebastian, and his first release came out in 1963 on the Key label, that label out of Richmond, Virginia, as Sebastian and the House Rockers. Then he did one on the Sound of Soul label in 65 as Sebastian Williams, and here's another he did, and he did another in 1969 on Cotillion, but this one is from 1970 on Skipper Lee Frazier's Ovid label, Ovid Records out of Houston, Texas. This one from Touch of the 70s again, Sebastian Williams on Ovid Records. It's called I Don't Care What Mama Said, parentheses, Baby, I Need You.
Again, I told myself you wouldn't leave me for no one else. But later on, I found I was wrong. Looked up one day, girl, and you were gone. Mama told me not to put my myself to believe what mama say. In spite of what happened, I love you anyway. She said face reality, that's the name of the game. True love will come along just as sure as my name. If you feel that love has let you down, if everyone you need will never be around, 'cause I love you, girl. Whoa.
That's out of Houston, Texas there. Sebastian Williams, 1970 release. Song entitled I Don't Care What Mama Said, Baby, I Still Need You. Johnny G still playing 45s here on a Wednesday right here on Oldies and More Radio. Now, you all know this next singer from Greenwood, Mississippi. First recording for the Cobra label out of Chicago back in 1958. She signed with VJ Records in 1963. She would have 13 releases on the VJ label. 4 of them were duets. Great songs she recorded with Jerry Butler. Now here's the B-side to her final single on VJ, a tune written by Joe Armstead, Nick Ashford, and Valerie Simpson. It's produced by Calvin Carter from January 66. Let's give a listen to Betty Everett. Betty Everett on the VJ label. It's called The Shoe Won't Fit.
Chance and give
January 1966 release there for Betty Everett. Betty Everett on the VJ label. That's her final release on VJ, a song called The Shoe Won't Fit. Can't tell you the horror stories I had with my feet. You know, I have a size 14 shoe. It was in high school, the only thing available were Converse sneakers and penny loafers. That's it. Couldn't find anything to wear. Thank goodness that they kind of expanded their shoe sizes here later on. It was much easier to find. I used to have to wear wingtips when I used to go into work. Had to get dressed up in a suit and tie. Gosh, I remember those days. You got to wear a suit and tie to go into work, at least in the accounting field you did. And I said, I got to get these wingtips. I would go to Florsheim Shoes and buy the wingtips there, and I would get them resold too. We used to have shoemakers in White Plains, New York. There's a lot of other type of shoemakers now, that is for sure. Johnny G here on a Wednesday evening. Let's continue here. And up next, a request for Adrian Viterbo. This group is out of Brooklyn, New York. Now, the lead singer for this group was previously lead of the Cashmeres that recorded for the Lake, Laurie, and Josie labels. His name was Windsor King, and here he is on the Aldo label as King and the Sharpets. And this charted number 12 on WJMO in Cleveland, Ohio. This is going out to Adrian Viterbo from November of '62. King and the Sharpets on the Aldo label, and it's called Did He Know? This is for Adrian. That's going out to Adrian Viterbo in our YouTube chat room. That's King and the Sharpets featuring Windsor King on lead. November 1962 on the Aldo label. Did He Know is the name of the tune. And I have this one I found out in the wild, and I think I picked up a promo copy on the white label for a couple dollars. Can't go wrong picking up records like that. I don't know where I found it. Probably somebody that didn't know anything about the record. But anyway, let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. And this next singer, he's out of Miami, Florida. His real name was Charlie Roberts, but he spent some time in the U.S. Navy where he first started singing with his group called the Airedales. Now, his first U.S. release came out on Morris Levy's Roulette label as Rocky Roberts, and in 1967 had a release on United Artists International as Rocky Roberts and the Airedales. Then he had two on the Brunswick label. This is his second from March 68. Let's give a listen to Rocky Roberts and the Airedales. It's on Brunswick Records. It's called Tell Me.
Tell me, 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 what do you do when you stay up all night, girl? Yeah. Tell me, what do you do when you stay up all night, girl? Yeah. Do you make the rounds at every bar, laughing and telling how smart you are? Tell me, what do you do when you stay up all night, girl? Well, alright. Tell me, where do you go when you stay up late at night? Yeah. Tell me, what do you do when you find out everything is uptight? Yeah. Do you drink your life away, hoping that love will come one day? Tell me, what do you do when you stay up all night, girl? Well, alright. I have seen you come in, break up day in this way, stress and strain, bubbling champagne. How can you take it, girl? Do you find in the midnight hour a way that you can cover all the hurt you have suffered all night, girl? Well, alright. Tell me, who do you see when you stay out through the night? Yeah. Is his love so strong, or his kisses so out of sight? Yeah. I'm getting tired of begging you, baby, come on and tell me the truth. Tell me, what do you do when you stay out all night, girl? Well, alright. Come on and tell me, 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 begging you, tell me.
That's Rocky Roberts and the Airedales there. That is his second release on the Brunswick label from March of 1968. Tell Me is the name of the tune. He would have his final release in 1970. Came out on the Chess label as Rocky Roberts. Johnny G here on a Wednesday evening playing 45's here as we continue here. I love to feature this gal from let me see. Tuscadero, that's it, a Tuscadero, finally said it right. Gee whiz, a Tuscadero, California. First recording as a 16-year-old in 1962 for Bob Keene's Donna record label with the song Echo. It's a good record. I got to play that on Saturday night. Now, in 1963, she was a member of the 4Js on the 4J label with her sister Patrice. She sang in a couple of duets with Hal Davis on Manasseh and also on the Snap labels, and another duet with Robert Jackson on Era as the Soulmates. Then Berry Gordy Jr. heard her singing at a party and signed her to his Tamla record label. She would have 9 releases for the Tamla label between March 64 and August 67. Her biggest hit, her first biggest hit, national hit, was called Every Little Bit Hurts. But here's the A-side to her third release, which charted number 28 on Cashbox, 25 on Billboard, 12 on the Billboard R&B chart. This was a big record out in Los Angeles, a number 2 record on KRLA in Los Angeles, California. We go to February 1965 for the lovely Brenda Holloway on Tamla Records. It's called When I'm Gone.
What are you gonna do when I'm gone? Whose shoulder are you gonna cry on? What are you gonna do on the day when I turn my head and just walk away now? What are you gonna say to your friends when the talk around town begins? Will you tell them how you treated me bad? Will you tell them how you made me so sad? 'Cause you make some people think that you love me a lot, but they just don't know you, and what they see isn't what we've got. We're happy in the public's eye. They think you're such a wonderful guy, but they don't know how much you've lied, and they don't know how much I've cried. You're a real Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You see, then when they hold you, you come right back crying to me. I comfort you whenever you're low, and you don't have a place you can go. You put your head on my shoulder to cry, and then you turn around and tell me a lie, and I just can't take it. I've gotta make it now. What are you gonna do when I'm gone? What are you gonna do when I'm gone? What are you gonna do when I'm gone? What are you gonna do?
That's the lovely Brenda Holloway there. Brenda Holloway with her, what did I say there? I lost my place. Brenda Holloway from February 1965 on the Tamla record label, When I'm Gone. I understand, Reed, I don't know if you know, is there like an alternate number or something on this record? I only say that because I remember when Joel Scherzer was telling me about it, and I wasn't sure because whatever it was, whatever the difference was, he sold it to me, and I don't know if it was this record or not, so I have to compare my copies of this record. You know, I don't know, maybe there's a different cut or something. I have to check. I don't know if the Motown Junkies talks about it, but anyway, let's flip the record over here because I think I like the flip side of this also. She covers the Miracles' I've Been Good to You, and I like her version of it. It's like a nice slow ballad she does that we're going to give an instant play to the B-side here.
Look what you've done. You made a fool out of someone who thought love was true and found out that you were just having fun.
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That is Brenda Holloway. That's the B-side to When I'm Gone. That's a cover of the Miracles tune, I've Been Good to You, from February 1965 on the Tamla label. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. We go back to Detroit here with this request for listener Adrian Viterbo. It's an early side by the Temptations. Now, after their two singles on the Miracle label, they moved over to the Gordy label. This is their third release on the Gordy label, written and produced by Smokey Robinson. It features Paul Williams on lead. This charted number 9 on WEBB in Baltimore, Maryland. This is going out to Adrian, March 63, The Temptations on the Gordy label. It's called I Want a Love I Can See.
I want a love I can see. That's the only kind that means a thing to me. Don't want a love you have to tell me about. That kind of loving I can sure do without. I can sure do without. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want a love I can feel. That's the only kind of loving I think is real. Don't wanna be going by something I heard now. 'Cause baby, action speaks louder than words. Louder than words. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Want a love that's mine. In the rain or in sunshine. A love to keep me warm when it's cold. The kind of love that will never grow old. Never grow old. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, don't you know I want a love? Why don't you know I want a love? Why don't you know I want a love? Yeah, yeah. I want a love I can see. I want a love I kind of love you could give to me. The kind of kisses to make me melt. The kind of love that can really be felt now. Really be felt. Yeah, yeah. Baby, 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 I don't know I want a love. Don't know I want a love. Really be felt. Don't know I want a love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Baby, 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 I don't you know I want a love. Don't you know I want a love. I want a love. Don't you know I want a love.
That's going out to listener Adrian Viterbo in our YouTube chat room, March 63. The Temptations on the Gordy label, their third release on the label, I Want a Love I Can See. You know, Paul Williams, he was the first lead of the Temptations there. And then it was Eddie Kendricks came in, and of course later on David Ruffin. But I remember when I bought that record, I went to Yonkers, New York. I went to visit the late John Pagnotta. There were a bunch of group harmony collectors that went there to look through his collection. He was a big collector of the VJ label. Of course, they long gone if he had Tell the World by the Dells, but he had a box of soul records. And he said to me, you know, Johnny, these are all mint. I didn't show them to the guys, but they're all between $1 and $5, so you can take your pick. I took them all, and that was in the box there. A nice vinyl press, a stock copy for $5. Couldn't go wrong for that. Anyway, Johnny G here spinning original vinyl 45s. Let's continue here. Here's a girl group out of Montclair, New Jersey. They signed with RCA Records to have 3 releases. This is their second release. A tune written by Larry Banks and Herman Kelly, produced by Paul Robinson. It features the lead of Carol Williams from June of 1966. Let's give a listen to the Geminis. The Geminis on the RCA record label. It's called You Put a Hurtin' on Me.
you put a hurtin' on me, baby. You put a hurtin' on me. Ooh, you put a hurtin' on me, baby. You put a hurtin'. Well, I pretend that I don't care, but the pain is hard to bear. Oh, watching you sitting there with her on your knee instead of me. I know you're no good, and I forget you if I could, but I can't, although I tried. Ever since you said goodbye, I lie awake each night and cry. Oh, you put a hurtin' on me, baby. You put a hurtin' on me. You put a hurtin' on me, baby. You put a hurtin'. I can't leave. You put a hurtin'. I forgot how to say it. You put a no more. You are all I'm living for, and I don't know just where or when, but one day you're gonna need me, and I'm gonna get you back again. Ooh, you put a hurtin' on me, baby. You put a hurtin' on me. Ooh, you put a hurtin' on me, baby. You put a hurtin', oh, baby. Oh, baby. You put a hurtin', oh, baby.
Those are the Geminis. I wonder if they were all Geminis as far as their sign, you know. I don't know. Maybe they were. Maybe not. Anyway, the Geminis there, June 68, June 66 release. Again, Johnny G knew. You're talking about glasses? I got to wait till I get on Medicare to go check the glaucoma check. Anyway, that's June 66. The Geminis on the RCA record label. You Put a Hurtin' on Me with Carol Williams on lead there as we continue here on the 60s show. And I have another duet here. Now, last week I played their 11th release on the Date record label. The song was called When He Touches Me, Nothing Else Matters, as done by Francine Barker and Herb Fame, a.k.a. Peaches and Herb. They were out of Washington, D.C. Now, Adrian Viterbo, he sent me a request late last night. He only sent me two. I limit my Saturday night show to two requests. And I said, well, you know, Adrian, you and Tony have been sending me requests, and sometimes I get them from Paul Greco, so you can send me a little bit more. Sometimes I can't find them all. So he sent me a Mary Wells song that was it was unreleased. So, of course, this is a show based on original vinyl, so I can't play the unreleased unless somebody booted it or put it out on a 45. Then I'll gladly play it. But that's just not how the show is going to go here. So this is a different type of show. And the one I couldn't find was a Linda Jones, but I had it checked off. But it's somewhere in the no humidity basement, so that is an extra I'll find for you, Adrian. But he requested this one, their 12th of 15 on the Date label. This charted number 92 on Cashbox, 74 on Billboard, number 40 on the Billboard R&B chart. Was a big number 5 record on KQV. If you were listening in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, we go to July of 1969 for Peaches and Herb on the Date label. This is for Adrian. It's called Let Me Be the One.
Let me be the one to always love you. Let me be the one to take care of you when you're looking for someone to tell your troubles to. Let me be the one for you.
Let me be the one when you are lonely. Let me be the one you think of only when you want someone to go to, when your day is through. Baby, let me be the one for you. Let mine be the lips to kiss you sweetly. Let mine be the arms to hold you tight. Baby, give your love to me completely.
Let me be the one you come to every night.
Let me be the one you can rely on. Let mine be the shoulder you can cry on. And I promise I'll be loving you my whole life through. If you let me be the one for you. If you let me be the one for you.
That's going out to Adrian Viterbo in our YouTube chat room. He's tuned in down in Mexico. Peaches and Herb there, July 1969. It's on the Date record label, Let Me Be the One. Yes, let Johnny G be the one on a Wednesday evening right here on Oldies and More Radio, also live on the YouTube stream. Let's go to Brooklyn, New York for this next group. How many out there are skaters? And I really can't skate. My knees are too bad to skate. I can't do that, but I know there's some skaters out there. I can't ski either. You got to have strong knees to ski, but this is not skiing. We're talking about skating here. Now, this group began their career on the Dyna Voice record label with 3 releases. Then they signed with MGM for 2 more. This is their first of 2, written by group members Wilson Gary Gant Jr. and Bill Morris. This one produced by Alan Lauber. We go to July of 1966. Excuse me, and give a listen to The Invitations. The Invitations on MGM Records. It's called The Skate.
Don't you wait, don't you
July 1966 there for the Invitations on the MGM record label. Their first record, or their second record, was Skiing in the Snow. Here they are skating now. That one there called The Skate from 1966. And let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. And this next singer first recorded as Gwen Richard in 1963 for the Unical record label. Then she became Gwen Stacy when she signed with RCA Records, and this is her first of two on the RCA label. This tune written by David Gates. David Gates, of course, started recording in the late 1950s. Also later on in the early 70s, one of the founding members of Bread, that group. They do I Wanna Make It With You on the, and plus others hits that they have. But he wrote this tune, produced by Joe Reisman. This charted number 19 on WTRX in Flint, Michigan, and that is Daryl. That's in your neck of the woods. Did you listen to WTRX in Flint? This is from January '64. Give a listen to Gwen Stacy on RCA Records. It's called Ain't Gonna Cry No More.
Baby, I've got news that's gonna lay you low. Since you thought I'd never ever let you go, I don't know what I've been waiting for, but I ain't gonna cry no more. It's not easy now to say goodbye, but all you ever did was make me cry. I don't like it was before, so I ain't gonna cry no more. If you tried to treat me fair, maybe there would be a little love there. Oh, but no, you kept on lying, and I kept on crying, but I ain't gonna cry no more. No. It don't really matter what you say, I ain't listening to you anyway. So go on and sail your boat to shore, 'cause I ain't gonna cry no more. No, no, no more. I ain't gonna cry no
That's July '64 release, the first of two for Gwen Stacy. Gwen Stacy on the RCA record label, Ain't Gonna Cry No More. Brenda Lee covered this record 1966 for the Decca folks, and that one there, a nice rendition there by Gwen Stacy. Let's go continue here. Let's go out to Los Angeles, California for this group called the Pandoras, not to be confused with another group by the same name from Boston that recorded two for the Liberty label. This song produced by Jerry Ragavoy and arranged by Gary Sherman. This is from April '64. Now, we heard If You See Bill. There was a song about Bill that we played by Tammy Montgomery. Well, here's one for Jim, or about Jim, from April '64. The Pandoras on Imperial Records. It's called All About Jim.
Hey, little girl, when you walk in, everybody could see you had eyes for Jim. all about Jim. She knows just what he needs and what to do to please him. She knows she'll break his heart if she ever leaves him. And though he makes her blue, she knows his love is really true. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, little girl has laid it down. She's laid it down. This humble girl who lives uptown. It shakes you to know that he loves me so, but you don't know all about him, all about him, all about my baby, all about him, all about
That's going out to all the Jims in the chat room there. That's those are the Pandoras. April 1964 on the Imperial record label. All About Jim is the name of that tune here. We continue here as we wind down here on the program for this next singer from Naples, Texas, born Arzell Hill, but he recorded as ZZ Hill. Began recording gospel in the 1950s with the Spiritual Five. Then in 1963, he recorded on his older brother's label. And Matt Hill had a label called MH Records in 1964, or I should say 63. In 64, he signed with Kent Records to have 15 releases. This is his 15th, a tune written by Tim Hardin, produced by Freddie the Man, arranged by Arthur Wright. This charted number 16 on WAKY in Louisville, Kentucky, if you were tuned into that station. December 68. Mr. ZZ Hill. ZZ Hill on Kent Records. It's called Don't Make Promises, parentheses, You Can't Keep.
It seems the song is singing all about tomorrow. No promises you can't keep. Yeah, every moment ringing, like an old bar. You're telling me lies in your sleep. Do you think I'm not aware? What are you saying? While you saying it?
Why you saying it?
Is it hard to keep me well? Or want me staying?
Don't go on betraying.
Don't make promises you can't keep.
Don't make promises.
Kinda listen to me now, baby.
Don't make promises.
We had a chance to find it. Our time was now or never. You promised me, babe, that I need. And then the thing behind it took away the chance forever. You're telling me lies in your sleep. Do you think I'm not aware? Or what are you saying? While you saying it?
Why you saying it?
Is it hard to keep me well? Or want me staying? Don't go on betraying.
keep promises you can't keep. That is for sure. December 68 release for ZZ Hill. It's on the Kent record label. Don't Make Promises You Can't Keep is the name of that tune. Let's go to Harlem, New York for this gal. She was the daughter of jazz trombonist Gordon Austin, and her godparents were Dinah Washington and Quincy Jones. She was 17 years old when she signed with Coral Records back in 1965. She had 10 releases on the Coral label, and this was her 5th release, a tune written by Les Reed and Robin Conrad, produced by Henry Jerome. This is from September of 1966. Let's give a listen to early Patty Austin. Patty Austin on the Coral label. It's called Leave a Little Love.
Just a toy you're gonna play with. If I'm not the girl you're gonna stay with, then don't take all my love. Don't let me give you all my love. No, 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 no. 'Cause I want you to leave a little love in my heart. Yeah, leave a little love when we part. If I meet someone new somewhere someday, then I'll have a little love to give to him right away. If I'm just a clown you're having fun with, you'll just put me down when I am done with. Well, darling, that's okay, but there is one thing I must say. Oh, darling, please. Well, I want you to leave a little love in my heart. Leave a little love when we part. If I meet someone new somewhere someday, then I'll have a little love to give to him right away. Well, I want you to leave a little love to give to him right away. Yeah, yeah. Leave a little love in my heart. Yeah, leave a
September 66 release there for Patty Austin. Patty Austin, her 5th of 10 releases for the Coral label. Leave a Little Love is the name of that tune here. We are now in Vinyltreasure overtime here. Play a few more 45s here. Let's go to St. Louis, Missouri for this next 45. They did 3 on Oscar Washington's St. Mo label, also out of St. Louis, and they are called The Sounds 4. The Sounds 4 from 68 on the St. Mo record label. It's called A Memory Best Forgotten. The Sounds 4.
A memory best forgotten. That on someday you said goodbye. A memory best forgotten. That lonesome feeling that that made me cry, but I will still remember how I love you so, love you so.
Yeah. Oh, do that.
A memory best forgotten the day I made you mine. I made you mine. A memory best forgotten the vow I love would be divine, but I will still remember how I love you so. You know I love you. I was wrong to hurt you. I'll never forgive myself if you don't forgive me. My love will go on the shelf.
Yeah. Oh, do that.
A memory that's forgotten. Our future plans gone down the drain. A memory that's forgotten. These rooms of gloom echo your name, but I will still remember how I love you so. You know I love you. I was wrong to hurt you. I'll never forgive myself if you don't forgive me. My love will go on the shelf. Now here we go.
Yeah.
A memory that's forgotten. Our future plans gone down the drain. A memory that's forgotten. These rooms of gloom echo your name. A memory. A memory that's forgotten. Our future plans gone down the drain.
They're out of St. Louis, Missouri. They're called the Sounds 4. That's their first of 3 on the St. Mo label from 1968. A Memory Best Forgotten is the name of the tune. They also recorded as the Fabulous 4 on the Peak, and they also that St. Mo record label. Johnny G's here in Vinyl Treasure Overtime here, and we'll go with a few more here as we go to the can't get my page out here. That's what I can't do here. And this next artist, she was the second white female to be signed to Berry Gordy Jr.'s Motown empire. The first was Debbie Dean, and this was the second one. She was 17. She was a 17-year-old, 6-foot platinum blonde. If you guys like the platinum blonde look, she was born in Santa Cruz, California. Here is her third release on the Motown subsidiary VIP record label. This bubbled under at number 114 on the Billboard charts, but it was a big record on KYA in San Francisco, a number 8 record on KYA. The tune written by Berry Gordy Jr. We go to February of 1967. Well, we'll send it out to Darren in our YouTube chat room. He likes this gal, Chris Clark. Chris Clark on VIP. It's called I Want to Go Back There Again.
You don't treat me gentle like you used to do. Forgetting you, baby, it's hard to do, it's hard to do. Guided me to the rainbow's end, you took me to a place I'd never been, and then you turned away and you closed the door, leaving me alone like I was before. Memories that I can't erase as I sit and think of that special place. I wanna go back there again. I wanna go back there again.
There you go, Miss Chris Clark. Chris Clark from February 1967 on the VIP record label. I Want to Go Back There is the name of the tune. Now, she is a tall girl. There's not many 6-foot women out there. Well, there are 6-foot women. It was funny, when I started dating Barbara, she was 5'2". I said, I can't go out with a 5'2" girl, you know, because I'm 6'1". And so my sister Tony says, are you going to let a few inches come between possible romance? And I said, no. I guess, 5'2", I guess is okay, but I was looking for a taller gal. I would prefer maybe more like maybe 5'6" or 5'7" possibly. But anyway, let's continue. Here we are in Vinyl Treasure Overtime. We go out to Detroit, Michigan now for this group. They had 5 releases on Eddie and Brian Holland and Lamont Dozier's Invictus label. They left Berry Gordy Jr. to form their own label. They called it Invictus. It was out of Detroit. Now, this was the group's first release, a tune written by Clyde Wilson and Ronald Dunbar, and Holland Dozier Holland produced it. I think this record, or this song, was first done on an LP, 100 proof aged in soul. Somebody's Been Sleeping in My Bed, that LP on Hot Wax. And the DJ started playing the song, so Holland Dozier Holland decided to release it as a single. But wait a minute. This was on I'm sorry, Charlene, I see how you wrote this. That this was originally, The Eighth Day is really 100 proof aged in soul. This was on their LP, Somebody's Been Sleeping in My Bed. So the DJ started playing the song off of the LP, so they decided to release it on their label as The Eighth Day. I see. Because I bought this record when it came out in March of it says 61 there. It's got to be 71, Charlene, I'm sure. This charted number 11. This is my big hit for the night, I guess. Number 11 on Billboard, number 3 on the R&B chart, a big number 1 record on WKNR in Detroit, Michigan. It features Melvin Davis on lead. These are The Eighth Day. The Eighth Day on Invictus. It's called She's Not Just Another Woman.
She's not just another woman. She's not, no. She's not just another woman. She's not, no. She's given me a newborn birth. I found sweetness on this bitter. She knows the things to say to help my troubles away. And when the words she say won't do, she'll try a kiss or two. And if a kiss has failed to move me, she'll take a little time to soothe me. She's mine. She knows how to console me. She's mine. She knows how to control me. I don't want nobody talking about my baby. Nobody talking about my baby. I never thought I'd find another who gave me more love than my own mother. She's not just
I believe a love could stretch from one another side to the other. Let me tell you, she's not just another woman. Sure no. Oh, she's not just another woman. Sure no. Oh, she's not just another woman. She's not. Don't you know I got to talk about her? She's not just another woman. She's like an act of a preacher man. I'm gonna make that little girl mine. Oh, she's not just another woman.
Hits here on the Vinyl Treasure Show as the copyright police. They are on my tail now. I gotta speed. I gotta continue here. I don't want them to catch me. Please, officer, don't ban my video. There you go. The 8th day there, March 1971 release on the Invictus label. She's Not Just Another Woman is the name of the tune. Let's continue here. And up next is 45 on Morris Levy's Roulette record label. This gal goes by the name of Brenda Joe Harris, and this is her second release on the Roulette record label, produced by Ronnie Savoy, arranged by Horace Ott. Those were the two things that caught my eye. I said, let me get the 45. It wasn't really that expensive. It's from November of 1968. This is Brenda Joe Harris on Roulette. It's called Play with Fire, parentheses, and You'll Get Burned.
I got scars up and down my heart. You've been tearing me apart, but it's all over. I'm moving over to someone new. I've been hurt once or twice before, but it ain't gonna happen no more. I've learned my lesson. I'm gonna stop messing around with you. Oh, play with fire and you get burned. That's the lesson I had to learn. Play with fire, baby, and you get burned. I got hurt and now I've learned. You have taught me, baby, just how painful love can be. And I always treated you right when I came home every night. When I was lonely, you would only treat me mean. Once more, I would like to say that I never liked the way that I got treated when you got treated like a king. Oh, play with fire and you get burned. That's the lesson I had to learn. Play with fire, baby, and you get burned. I got hurt and now I've learned. You have taught me, baby, just how painful love can be. Play with fire and you get burned. That's the lesson I had to learn. Play with fire, baby, and you get burned. I got hurt and now I learned. I got scars up and down my heart. You've been tearing me apart. I've been hurt once or twice before, but it ain't gonna happen no more. Play with fire, you get burned. Play with fire, you get burned. Play with fire, baby, you get burned. I've been hurt once or twice before, but it ain't gonna happen no more.
That's the second of two on the Roulette record label for Brenda Joe Harris. November 68. It's called Play with Fire and You'll Get Burnt. Burned in the name of the is the name of the tune. I remember I was so on 4th of July, a long time ago, when I was a kid, my aunt used to buy these fireworks. She used to work down in General Motors, so they would sell them out of the back of their cars around 4th of July time. So it's similar to playing with fire here. So we would have this big cookout on the 4th of July, and I would light these fireworks, these pinwheels and these Roman candles and firecrackers and whatnot. So I had like a, what do they sell them in box? What do they call them when they sell the firecrackers? They call them something, I forget. It's been so long. Well, I used to throw them into the fire, and then they would all go off at one time. So then what would happen is I would go down, I would sleep over my grandmother's and go down the next day and pick up the remains of the firecrackers that didn't go off. And so then I would get newspapers and I would roll them up and I would light the newspaper up and I would hope that they would go off. And this is the morning of the next day, the 5th. So one time, one of the firecrackers did not go off. See, when you play with fire, you'll get burned. So what happened was, it didn't go off, and of course, I stepped on it. I said, let me step on this firecracker. So I kind of ground it into the ground. You step with it with your foot. And so I picked it up. I picked up the firecracker, and I think I was running into the front of the house or whatever, running up from the backyard to the front in the alley. So I had it in my fingers, and it was spaced out like this. So as I'm running, the thing exploded in my hand. So not that it might have been a dud or something, but my fingers, they didn't blow off and they didn't get burnt, but it was a weird sensation because I was holding it light enough, but it still could have blown my fingers off. So that was the last time I ever, that's it, a brick. You got it, Rob. That's the last time I picked up another firecracker. Anyway, that's what that record reminded me of. Play with fire, you'll get burnt. I did. Let's continue here for this duo. Lots of duos tonight. They are Bobby and Wallace. This is Bobby Dukoff and Jerry Williams Barber, and they both wrote this tune. They recorded this one down in Miami, Florida, Bobby Dukoff's recording studio. It came out on Pete Garris and Sam Goff's Garrison label out of New York City, and this is from May of '67. Bobby and Wallace on the Garrison label. It's called Unusual Love.
Let me tell you a story about a man who lost his love. Let me tell you about love and how she betrayed the man. Oh,
duets here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, or duos there, Bobby and Wallace. That's Bobby Duckoff and Jerry Williams Barber, May 1967. It's on the Garrison record label. Unusual Love is the name of that one. Maybe a couple more records here. One, two, let's see. We'll do three more 45s here before we sign off here. Or maybe two, we'll see. Let's go back to Chicago. This gal was originally from Memphis, Tennessee. Her real name was Cora Anna Walton, and she was discovered by blues singer Willie Dixon, who wrote a lot of her tunes. He produced this one, which was her fifth of nine, for Leonard Chess's Checker record label. Let's go to September of 1966. Give a listen to Coco Taylor. Coco Taylor on the Checker label. It's called Tell Me the Truth.
Said you love me. It went straight to my head. Did you mean what you said? Don't you break my heart? Don't you make me cry? Tell the truth. Hey, don't you tell me no lie. You got me going round in circles. You know I can't keep it hid. You make me feel so good when you said what you did. Don't you break my heart? Don't you make me cry? Tell the truth. Hey, don't you tell me no lie. Upset my mind. I'll give you plenty loving, most any old time. But don't you break my heart. Don't you make me cry. Tell the truth. Hey, don't you tell me no lie.
That's Coco Taylor. Coco Taylor there, that's her fifth of nine. What did I say that? Fifth of nine on the Chess record label, September 1966. Tell Me the Truth is the name of the tune here. We'll do two more 45s here before we sign off here. And this next singer, his name is Ralph Bruce Douglas, but he recorded as Ronnie Douglas, had two releases on the Everest record label. His first charted regionally, number 75, a cool song called Run, Run, Run. This was his follow-up, a tune he wrote, and this orchestra conducted by Chuck Sagal. This charted number 23 on WKAR in Akron, Ohio. Let's go to October of 1961. This is Ronnie Douglas. Ronnie Douglas on Everest Records. It's called You'll Come Back.
Have your fun, laugh and play. I won't say a word, 'cause I know someday you'll look around at the loves you've tried, and dear, I know you won't be satisfied. That's when you come back. Well, then you know you were a fool to let my someday you'll tire of not being mine, my darling, and they'll feel cold. Those lips you kiss, and you realize it's my lips you miss. That's when you come back. Well, then you'll know you were a fool to let my love go. That's when I know, my darling, you come back. Well, then you'll know you were a fool to let my love go. I know. You come back, my darling. I know. You come back, my darling. I know.
That's Mr. Ronnie Douglas. Ronnie Douglas from October 1961 came out on the Everest record label, song entitled You'll Come Back. I hate styrene, I do. And that was found in the wild. And I didn't spend a lot of money. At what 25 cents, 50 cents for the 45. Always fun to find records for 25 cents. That's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to these cool 45s out of my collection. You can send me an email and tell me how much you like the show. You can send it to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. You use that address also for requests for any of the shows that I do. That would be this show on Wednesday night from 9 to midnight, and then Saturday night from 9 to midnight. That is my 50s and early 60s show, but I play your requests by year. Nobody plays it by year, although on the Monday afternoon show at 1 o'clock, 1 to 3:30, I've been playing the Relic Shop Survey from 1958, the 1958 survey, and I don't know, we still got a little bit more to go, a lot more to go, but records that were not played when that survey originally came out on WFUV. So I've been playing because I have all the records of that survey, so I can feature them all. And I'm thinking about if I ever do another one. There's a couple there that I don't have, but I have them on but I'll never get them. I'll never get those records, so maybe I do play them on the bootlegs or the second presses. I don't know. I'm thinking about it, but I got to do other things on that 1 o'clock show. There's other people requesting other types of genres in my collection, so we'll do that. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in tonight. If you'll be able to watch this replay immediately after the show, but the chat isn't up. Should be up sometime tomorrow, hopefully by the afternoon. You never know. But YouTube's been crazy lately. Got so many people going to my archive shows. Now, these are shows that go back to like 2015 on YouTube, and I'm getting these copyright issues. I guess when the show gets played, it runs through the filter automatically, and they send me, oh, this is not a copyright strike, but you can't make money on the video. All right, I don't care. Don't give me a strike, though. Don't block the video. That's what I don't want. But sometimes I worry about this show because more of the people involved in the music are around, and they have their copyright, people checking the stuff out. So I got to be careful sometimes. That's why I can't play any big hits. If I had my own server, I'd be playing. I will do an Elvis Presley night. Yeah, okay. But anyway, thank you all again for tuning in. You can go to my website, vinyltreasures.net. If the show doesn't post, and I got inundated with emails for the Monday show because of a Coasters record down in Mexico. I mean, come on. So I had to remove that record, but it removed the chat. That is not good. But oh no, that wasn't on that show. That was on the Saturday show. I'm getting confused because I did play Coaster's record on that 58 show. But anyway, that's it, folks. Johnny G's got to go. I am tired. Thank you, Charlene, for all your help. We're going to close the show tonight with a girl group here. This is the only release for this group. They're called the Cinderellas. Now, this is not the same group that recorded it on the Dimension label, which were really the Cookies, by the way. This trio consisted of Barbara Appling, Michelle Anderson, and Charlene, you just have Cynthia. This one first issued on the Limelight label in 1964, then on this first came out on Limelight in 64. This was on Blue Rock 2 in January 65, and finally was released a third time in February 65 on the Mercury label. Okay, here you go. And this one from February 65, I'm playing it on Mercury, the Cinderellas with Mr. Happy Lovejoy. Well, that's what Johnny G is tonight. Lots of love going out to all you listeners. Thank you again for tuning in. I'll see some of you Saturday night at 9 p.m. Send me your requests at vinyltreasures@aol.com. We're kind of getting a lot of requests, and I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyway, it's time for Johnny G to go. Take care, everybody. Be safe. I'll see you next time right here on the Vinyl Treasure Show on Oldies and More Radio and also on YouTube. Just want to say, everybody, so long.